This video is going to walk through the workflows and automations in your snapshot. Now, these workflows and automations are set up and good to go, but we'll give you details so that you can customize them to meet your needs, as well as give you a little bit of an outline of how they work and fit into your existing snapshot. So if you go to automation, you're going to find the folder OpenAI Booking Bot. You can rename that if you'd like, and you'll find 5 workflows in here. Now, a couple quick notes. Number 1, the AI is set to be triggered upon a lead responding. So when we go into workflow 1, you're going to see these triggers are all customer replied. Now, it's important to realize that the customer will need to be replying to something. So if they're reaching out on Instagram or Facebook, then obviously they are proactively doing that. They've responded to some sort of call to action or just have questions. But with SMS, typically you have to text them before they text back. So pointing that out because this is built to plug into your existing nurture sequences, into your existing opt-in flows, into your existing database reactivations, etc. All that you will need to do to update those is add a simple step to update contact field. And so I'll show you that in just one second. If you do not have any sort of initial outreach, you will need to create that workflow as well. So I'm going to walk through that as well as the field that you will need to update in your nurture sequences if you already have something existing. So if you were creating a new workflow, you would need to put in whatever your trigger is. So let's say leads are coming in through a form submission, you could do that, or you could have it trigger off of any time a lead is created. If you're just importing leads and you want to do as soon as a contact is created, triggering off, whatever you want to go from here, the choice is yours. Now, the 2 pieces that you need to do, well, really only one piece if you already have a nurture sequence set up, is to just update the contact field bot status to be bot. So essentially, the bot is looking for this bot status. The workflow is looking for this bot status to be set positively to bot so that essentially it's allowed to respond. If you want to, at any point, change it to no bot, that will shut off the bot and make sure they don't respond from there. But this piece is necessary to essentially prep your leads. And so if you add this to your existing nurture workflow, where you are sending out an SMS saying like, hey, thanks for reaching out, next steps to get on a quick demo, whatever your copy is, then that's the only piece you need to add. Now, if you are creating this from scratch, you've added a trigger, you've added this piece, and then you're just going to also want to send something for the contact to respond to. So you might have an SMS saying, hi, thanks for reaching out, yada, yada, yada. You can just have it go on from there. You can set up additional automation. So if you want to nurture them days on end, you can keep adding and continuing to reach out, etc., until they book a call. But that is just a piece that you'll need to do if you are looking to, if you do not already have a nurture sequence, if you do not already have outreach happening. So I'm going to delete that out of the snapshot here, and we're going to walk through these workflows. So number 1, just real quick overview. Number 1 sends the message to the robot. Number 2 sends a message back to the contact. Number 3 will shut off the bot upon an appointment booked. Number 4 will send you an alert. And number 5 is a fallback in case everything breaks to then trigger that alert. So number 1, send message to robot. In here, you're going to see 5 different triggers. This is because we have it set up to where if a customer replies via GMB, Instagram, Facebook, or via the chat widget, that it's going to trigger this. The one that's unique is customer replied via SMS with that bot status bot. Now, if you want the bot to respond to anyone texting out of nowhere, all you have to do is click delete on that bot step and just leave it reply channel SMS, and the rest is good to go. But we prefer to have that filter in so that we can dictate when the bot kicks on and keep it from kicking on for just someone randomly texting in. Moving down through here, this is where we set the sort of response channel. So we have a custom field in here called response channel. And so this way, if the lead reaches out via Facebook, they're going to get updated with the response channel FB. If they reach out via GMB, GMB, etc. So these just set those fields and then move on to here. It also has a filter out to where if the bot status is set to no bot, the lead's just going to die over here, meaning they won't trigger off the bot because that is set to no bot. Over here, it is going to update the calendar ID with what's in your custom value, make sure that bot status is on, and update the OpenAI prompt from your custom value as well. It's then going to add the robot reply tag, so you can just see that this lead has been has triggered the webhook just as a tracking mechanism. And then it's going to fire off the robot webhook, once more coming from your custom value, and it's going to add to the fallback workflow that will notify you if the response doesn't occur. So when the webhook is received by the app, it is going to generate a response from OpenAI, and it is going to drop that response into a custom field on your contact and add the tag response, which will trigger this workflow. So the app adds the tag response. As soon as that's added, it is going to trigger this workflow. So first off, condition is that the bot status is not no bot and the tag does not include alert user. The reason for this is we only want the bot to respond if something hasn't gone wrong. So if something has gone wrong, that alert user tag is going to be there, or if they're in a situation that the bot has been shut off, then that status will be no bot. So if either of those conditions are not met, it'll go over here to the right path, which will essentially remove the alert user and response tags and add the alert user tag again. The reason for this is to notify you or your team or the owner that, hey, the contact responded and the bot is not responding because it has proactively been shut off. So removes the tag and adds back on. But if the bot status is on or is blank and the alert user tag is not present, then it's going to go ahead and remove from the send message to robot workflow, remove from the bot fallback workflow, remove that response tag so it can be added in the future, do a really short wait period, so literally I think that's 0.3 seconds, before firing off a response via the appropriate channel. So now we're taking a look at if the response channel is FB, is GMB, is IG, etc., then it's going to send Messenger or a GMB or an Instagram or an SMS. And you can see here that the body is just that field response that the app has updated. So moving on here, the stop robot workflow is set up to when the appointment status is confirmed. That means that the bot has booked an appointment. It's going to have a short wait step for 0.6 seconds before removing from the send message to robot workflow, removing from the bot fallback workflow, turning off the booking bot so that it won't respond in the future, and then sending a confirmation message. This piece, if you already have confirmation messages set up elsewhere, you might want to remove these or remove them from elsewhere where you have them set up. Totally up to you. And you can obviously change this copy as well. Right now it just says, awesome, your appointment is set for 5:45 p.m. EST. So you can update those as necessary, remove if you want to, but those are currently set up there. And one note, if the response channel is not set, that means it has not been through workflow 1 send message to robot, since that's where we set it. And that means they likely booked through a funnel or were manually booked by a user. And so we don't send any confirmation there, since it would be odd for them to receive a text out of nowhere if they booked on a funnel. Not necessarily odd. So you might want to put something in there if you want to, or you might have other confirmation set up. Completely up to you. All right, alert user is left in draft mode because we don't want to overwhelm you with alerts, but we do recommend using this. And so anytime the alert user tag is added, which will happen when the bot fails or if it times out through the bot fallback workflow, it's going to go ahead and shut that bot off to make sure no responses go further. Remove it from workflow 1, and let's see, this was left over from the non-Zap version, so we're going to remove that. And then it is going to send an internal notification, and this is a piece you'll need to update. If you turn this on, you'll need to replace this with your domain. So it would be if you were using app.gohighlevel, then it's just app.gohighlevel.com, but you can use your white level version there, and this will dynamically populate with a link directly to the contact. And so this is set up to email all users, but of course you could text instead, you could email specific users, you can use this any way you might like. And then lastly, the workflow number 5, robot fallback. this is simply going to wait for 6 minutes and then add the tag alert user. The idea here being that if 6 minutes have passed and the robot has not responded, it is not going to respond, and so therefore the user should be alerted. So those are the workflows. There are a number of customization videos elsewhere in the membership area, and if you have any questions on how to further customize, send an email over to support@ZappyChat.com or post on Facebook your idea, and we will try to help you out in how to customize and how to make that happen.